What's going on, Guardians? It's Tizzle here. In this video, I'll be going over some armor pieces for every class that have the potential to be really strong in Solar 3.0. We have a lot to go through, so I don't want to waste any time. We'll start with the Hunter and go in alphabetical order. So first on the docket is ATHRYS'S Embrace. These are a ton of fun to use in Crucible to get some silly Guardian kills as they make your throwing knife track like crazy. But they are also pretty decent in PvE. They give you a strengthened heavy knife which can hit for a lot of damage, especially when paired with 1-2 punch. And when you have the strengthened heavy knife, it can also stun unstoppables, so they get an extra bit of utility there. We don't know what the melee options will be in Solar 3.0, but I'm guessing we will have the fan knives and precision knife at minimum. These are definitely a niche pick, but they do have some decent utility. Get yourself a pair in preparation for Solar 3.0 just in case. Next, we have the old tried and true Celestial Nighthawk. This turns your golden gun into one extremely high powered shot. Hopefully it gets a buff with Solar 3.0, because right now it doesn't even hit harder than Akira's Thunder Crash. And because of the precision requirement, I personally feel like it should do the most damage. Lock this exotic down anyways because it is a lot of fun. OPHIDIA SPATHE gives you 2 knife charges. On top of that, when you get your melee energy back, you get both knife charges back. So that's pretty cool. I was using this with Middle Tree Hunter, and the perk Knife Trick was giving me massive uptime on my throwing knives, and they were doing a ton of damage. This build has always been slept on, probably because melee builds aren't very good in high-end PvE, but for mid-tier PvE, this is a ton of fun to run. Obviously, we don't know how the trees will change with Solar 3.0, but you could be able to make a setup similar to how Middle Tree functions right now, and if that is the case, then this exotic could be very good and very fun if you like high uptime on your abilities. Next, we have Shards of Galanour. I gotta believe Blade Barrage isn't going anywhere because this exotic would instantly become useless. And since it's glory days back in Forsaken, it's damn near useless now. But that could change in Solar 3.0. I believe Bungie said they are buffing Blade Barrage, but I cannot remember. Regardless, this exotic should become stronger with Solar 3.0. Star Eater Scales is next. These were amazing at launch. They came out almost a year ago and they actually helped give my channel a big boost back then. They were my first video to really pop off as I broke down the damage numbers of Golden Gun with the full Star Eater buff. However, shortly after they released, they got nerfed and now they basically see no use. That being said, if Golden Gun gets reworked in some way and becomes super powerful, then these may be part of a boss melt strategy in the future. So definitely lock down a pair in case that happens. And the last exotic we have for hunters is the young AHAMKARA'S Spine. These make your trip mine grenades extremely strong and grant you trip mine energy so you can have lots of uptime on your grenades. They are extremely strong in PvP, so if you like playing Golden Gun and don't know what to use for an exotic, try these out. As for PvE, trip mines are not the greatest. But when I was getting footage for this video, I had a decent strike with some walls where I could utilize the trip mines well. I'm assuming every class will get every grenade with Solar 3.0, so they may not be the best grenade to use in PvE, but definitely keep these around for PvP. Next up, we have the Titan, and oh boy do we have a couple strong ass solar exotics. First up is the Ashen Wake exotic arms. These bulky bastards are actually pretty slept on. They pair amazingly with Roaring Flames on Middle Tree, and I actually made a Gambit build showing how strong these can be. If you kill enough adds or a high enough tier enemy, you will get your grenade right back. On top of this, the fusion grenade instantly explodes on impact. We don't know what Solar 3.0 has in store, but I have personally seen how strong they can be with the current subclass iteration, so these could get even better in the near future. Next, we have my go-to Titan exotic, HALLOWFIRE Heart. I love ability spam, okay? And nothing allows you to spam your abilities more than an Elemental Well build with Bottom Tree Sunbreaker and this exotic. Sunspots give ability energy, and then this exotic improves your ability recharge rate when your super is fully charged. So if you don't care about using your super, this exotic will serve you extremely well. With Void 3.0, I had made a build with Heart of Inmost Light before Witch Queen released. I took that build into Witch Queen and it wound up becoming a meta option. And I kinda saw it coming. The ability spam was just crazy. So I can only imagine how much better the ability spam will be with this on Solar 3.0. I seriously can't wait. If you listen to nothing else in this video, listen to this. This exotic will be top tier for Solar Titans. I'm calling it now. It's going to be super fun and super strong. Get your build setup ready right now and spec into discipline and strength. So now we go from the best Titan exotic to a total meme. The KHEPRI'S Horn. This is a fun exotic that shoots out flames when you place a barricade. It definitely gets some bonus points because it's fun for messing with people in Crucible, but I took it into PvE and was very underwhelmed. Regardless, it is a solar based exotic, so have one around just in case it synergizes with something in Solar 3.0. Next up is the bane of everyone's existence in PvP, the LORELEY Splendor Helm. Being able to make sunspots on demand is extremely powerful. So powerful in fact, that Bungie has said they will be tuning this exotic in the near future. And as of the writing of this video, that hasn't happened. Regardless, this exotic still could be good on the Solar Titan class, so try and get a good roll for next season. Next, we have Path of Burning Steps. Bungie likes these exotics where they tie your weapons to your subclass. Well, these will increase your solar weapon damage when running a solar subclass. And since Solar 3.0 is what you will likely be running a lot to try out the new hotness, then these boots aren't a bad option if you are running solar weapons. Next, we have the Phoenix Cradle. These make your sunspots last twice as long and allow allies to gain Sun Warrior. I actually used to main these in Crucible and they are awesome. All classes are probably getting some type of sunspot creation, but these still could be very strong. Next we have the Severance Enclosure chest piece. This causes a damaging explosion from a powered melee kill or finisher. This could pair nicely with the throwing hammer as you can always have a powered melee. And if the explosions get a buff in some way in Solar 3.0, it makes this exotic that much more viable. And lastly we have WORMGOD Caress. This exotic was a terror for middle tree hammer builds, as with Roaring Flames and Burning Fists, it could do some absolutely ridiculous damage. It did get a nerf, but it is still very strong and could be very good in Solar 3.0. That is it for the Titans. Now on to the Warlocks, who have a couple extremely good exotics for Solar 3.0. Let us start with the exotic that I am most excited for, and that is Dawn Chorus. It states your Daybreak projectiles cause targets to burn on contact and deal more damage to them. All of your burn effects last longer, and you gain a small amount of melee energy each time one of your burns damages a target. So, as Bungie has alluded to in TWABs, solar weapons may get something similar to volatile rounds. It has already been confirmed that Skyburner's Oath will cause burn, so maybe this burn effect can synergize with Dawn Chorus. Plus, we may be able to apply burn in other ways. The super does more damage once the burn is applied. So normally, you throw a Dawn Blade, then wait a couple seconds to throw the rest of them so that the burn applies and you get the bonus damage. But you can also melee a boss before casting on bottom tree, and this applies the burn and gives you the bonus damage right away. So maybe in the new sandbox you could apply burn with Skyburner's Oath and then go to town with your super. Also, you get melee energy back for applying burns. This is definitely going to be my go-to Warlock exotic in Solar 3.0. I've already been messing around with it lately and it is super good right now. Definitely farm yourself a good one of these, as this thing is going to be meta. Next, we have the old tried and true Well of Radiance exotic Phoenix Protocol. It's very straightforward. You get super energy back for getting kills in your well. A very strong exotic in high-end PvE, as staying alive is crucial. However, Well is due for some type of nerf, most likely to the damage resistance or health in the well, but that being said, this is still a good exotic to have. Next, we have Starfire Protocol. This gives you 2 fusion grenades, and when you get a kill with a grenade, it will grant Rift energy. This exotic is actually very strong and very slept on. It is great with Middle Tree for having lots of healing grenades. I used this in the Master Raid recently on Caretaker Challenge. I was able to use the fusion grenade for boss damage and damage on the hobgoblins, as well as for healing nades if me or my team needed them. They came in super clutch, and the recharge rate when all of your team is in a well is crazy. I was chucking nades a ton in the boss damage phases. I've also used this exotic in solo Master Lost sectors when it is solar burn, and even used it in my 3-man Vault of Glass run on Atheon. I love this exotic, and it is only set to get better. Plus, it seems to always drop with really high stats, well, at least in my experience. I've gotten some crazy god rolls. Definitely get yourself these robes. The next exotic is also very slept on, and I have also used it in high-end content to great success. That is the exotic of choice for the great Warlock Osiris himself, the Sunbracers. These increase the duration of solar grenades, and when you get a melee kill, you can chuck your grenades non-stop for 5 seconds. I think solar grenades will get better with Solar 3.0, maybe apply a burn or something, and we should be able to use Top Tree Celestial Fire melee, and maybe all those abilities will be able to cause explosions like Bottom Tree has. Potentially. I don't know, but I could see it. Regardless, these exotics could be very strong with Solar 3.0, and I can't wait. And last but not least, we have a Jack of all trades exotic with Verity's Brow. This works well with any subclass, and it gives you and your allies bonus grenade energy when you get weapon kills that match your subclass type. And it also makes your grenades do more damage. This exotic is godly with Void 3.0 because your vortex grenades can last longer, weaken a target, and hit for huge damage. So while I don't think it will be quite as strong as on Void 3.0, it will still be very good if you are running an all solar loadout and have a strong grenade like solar grenades. This is a great exotic in general, so definitely try and lock one down. And that is going to do it for the video. As you can see, there are a lot of really good exotics for Solar 3.0, plus whatever Bungie may introduce in the future. Personally, I am most excited for Dawn Chorus on Warlock. I've always loved weapons or exotics that deal high damage, like Celestial Nighthawk, Curse of the Falling Star, and of course Dawn Chorus. So I'm very excited to try these out with these new subclass reworks. Let me know down in the comments which exotics you are excited to use. And if I miss an exotic that you think will be awesome, let me know. And if you like this video and want to see more helpful Destiny 2 videos, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future uploads. Lastly, if you made it this far, then I thank you so much for watching. Enjoy Solar 3.0 and take care.